Hello and welcome to another episode of Artist Spotlight. I'm Vicki Landon, Administrator for Orange County's Office of Arts and Cultural Affairs, and I am here today with Robert Rell of Rob Rell Art and Standing Firm, which is the exhibition here at the Multicultural Center. Rob, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
So Robert, I know that you are a self-taught artist, right? And I think your art story sort of begins with exposure to comic book art and graffiti art. Would you tell us that story?
Yes, so as a little boy, I remember my earliest memories of me just sitting at the table with a newspaper that my mom probably was reading or had at the time while she was doing other things, and me flipping to the comic book section. And not only just reading that, but trying to emulate those cartoon characters and try to make them my own.
And then what about the graffiti art exposure?
Okay.
What was that like?
So in the house while I was at the table doing those things with cartoon and comic book stories and all that, outside the home, you know, on my way to school or while at school or just in my neighborhood in general, I would see these different tags and graffiti artists posting their names or posting their, you know, affiliations on, you know, fences, on buses, on, you know, concrete, anywhere they could. And that kind of inspired me, the freedom of it all to do that.
You've said before that your work has a lot of like the motion of sound and color and movement in it. What does that look like for you in practice? Like, how does that show up on the canvas for you?
Okay, so by trade, I'm also an audio engineer. So that music and sound and color has always been kind of intertwined with each other when I think of art. And I tried to display that in my work, and the colors and the movements and the subtleties of it.
I'm so glad that you mentioned like the colors and the movement, because a lot of your work has been before like really bright and like graphic art and comic book art, but not so much with this particular series. It's a little more muted. What's the inspiration behind this exhibition?
Well, this exhibition entitled Standing Firm kind of started with one idea, or kind of like I was curious about something, so I Googled it. I Googled like what happened to the land after slavery. You know, there was this vast amount of land that people lived on and, you know, had plantations on, but what happened to that land when it was all said and done? And from that, I stumbled upon these stories in the Caribbean where these courageous women inherited land, and on that land, they stood firm in what they believed in because it was passed down from family to family, you know, so they wanted to keep that in the family. And at every turn where there was an opportunity to give it up or an opportunity to settle and, you know, just raise the kids alone, they stood firm and said no.
I love that. So some of these pieces have like those women as the subjects, and then some of them are a little more abstract.
Yes.
Like, how are you deciding what subject matters to put into each of these pieces?
So because of these women's stories, I felt it needed to be raw. I needed to, you know, clear out the mess and try to depict these women as I saw them in my mind when I read about their stories. So some of the things that I use, which are a lot of mixed media, is more of earthy type of materials, because I felt like these are women who really held a high standard for earth and soil and all these things that help cultivate the land. I wanted to use that to tell their stories.
Yeah. Is there a particular piece in this exhibition that like really stands out for you? Like maybe it was like the first time trying a new technique, or one that was like a really special story for you? Yes,
it was the first lady. I call them ladies of the land, but it was the first lady. She's depicted as in a field in front of her land, taking a picture with an umbrella as to cover the sun, so as for shade. And you can see in her environment, it was very, you know, dirty and raw, but she was very classy and kept a smile on her face. And that was an inspiration for me to find other stories, you know. Well, they found me actually, but yeah, after her, yeah, it came that way. So she's special.
I love that. So I know like painting can be a really solitary work and skill, but you founded over a decade ago the Urban Art Exhibit, and it's an event series that's bringing together artists and art lovers. Will you tell everybody about like what inspired you to start that and what kind of programming that it does today?
Okay, absolutely, yes. So it's always been a love of mine, the arts, and artists in general were just in my area, in my circle. So, you know, as I became into music and sound and these things, I also became a DJ. So in DJing, I hosted events. And in those events, I wanted to, you know, give a piece of my personality, the things that I like, the things that I enjoy inside them. So I created the Urban Art Exhibit, which I showcased other artists and had them come and speak about their art if they wanted to, or just be available for patrons in the room and network with people who enjoy art. I think those were key pieces to, one, being an artist, and two, just seeing your influence in the community.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different small art markets around town, right? Like I'm thinking about Favo's Open House or Goblin
Yes.
Market and Art and Tacos and Pancakes and Booze.
Yes.
And do you
Yes.
remember what sort of events you participated in for the first time as an emerging artist?
Yes, actually, it was an event at the Abbey. I came to Florida around that time. So I was looking to do some other things and find some other artists and, tap into that community here. And I did that by way of just having people come by and sign up at an event that I also shared with another organization. They had a talent show that night. So I had a little table and people came to sign up if they wanted to, but in the meantime, I enjoyed myself and I felt like, I was in a good spot where my art community was. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, and you support the broader community too, right? Like I know you did like a painting fundraiser give back at Chipotle for the Eagle Art Club, right?
Yes.
What was that benefiting?
Oh, that was an event from the Eagle Art Club that raised money for them to do different things on campus and come up with ideas that help them flourish their art career, or soon to be an art career.
I love that. And now art's not just for your community. I know art's also for your family and your
Yes.
friends. So you recently went home and got to see family and friends for the Super Bowl. And did you raffle off an art piece? Like tell us the story of that.
I did. I raffled off a piece. So it was the Super Bowl party. I was in a pool with a family that we do every year. So I, made the decision, I'm not gonna miss it this year. I'm gonna be there. And not only am I gonna be there, I'm gonna participate in the raffle. So they have halftime raffle, and they have different things, TVs and different tickets to different events around town.
Yeah.
So I said once I go there, I wanted to make a special piece, a one of one for this particular event, so people can remember it and have something to put on their wall in their space to remember. So I flew up to New England, surprised her in the kitchen. She didn't know I was coming.
Aww.
And then at the end of the night, she was able to see the piece that I presented for the Super Bowl party. It was a great time.
Who won the raffle? Who won the piece?
So a good friend of mine, ended up winning the raffle. So I couldn't, I knew where it was going. I knew what type of environment it was going to be in.
That's
so
awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, what do you want people that are coming here to the Multicultural Center and seeing this exhibit? What do you want them to take away from seeing your art?
Someone who doesn't know the story of these women, someone who's just coming in blind and they want to see the art. I want to see the multi-layers of the stories. I want to see the images in their mind that take them back to a time or of a time, where farming was very popular at the time, and not so popular in the same vein that when you think of one thing, when I think of a farmer, in my mind, I don't think of a woman, farming. But in this particular time, it was very hard for African Americans to do, anything. So let alone a woman with a big farm and family to raise, and her alone just doing these things. I thought it was brilliant. So I want people to come and see that, and if they know the story, connect that. And if they do not, that's what I want them to see. That's what I want them to feel.
All right, people see here, they connect with this, they're resonating with this, they're hearing this interview, they want to get involved maybe in the urban art exhibit. How do people find you online?
Okay, they can find me online as the Urban Art Exhibit in socials. On Facebook, you can find me on Instagram, find me on Twitter and X as well, all of the same name. You can also email me at robrellart@gmail.com. And yes, we can get connected, whether it be through arts or through events or, connecting in network.
Very great. Well, Robert, thank you so much for being here, for contributing this art and being a part of this program.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And thank you for joining us on this episode of Artist Spotlight. We'll catch you next time.